There's a few things that are crucial to the online business process. One of them is content. If you don't have content, people won't know who you are. The other one is products, because if you don't have a product, you can't sell anything. But there is something that is probably even more crucial to the process than your content or even your products, and that is your lead magnet. And that is because it is the thing that connects people from the content to the products through the email list. If you don't have a good lead magnet, then you can't capture the people who are watching your content, reading your content, listening to your content, the people who week after week after week are listening to you and loving you, and they feel like, man, this person, you are answering my questions and solving my problems related to this niche. If you don't have a good lead magnet, they watch your content and then they bounce. They just leave. Maybe they come back next week, maybe they don't. Maybe they subscribe, maybe they don't. But if you don't capture them, it becomes very hard to sell. It becomes very hard to connect with them at a deeper level, to build a deeper relationship. And so in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a lead magnet and how to do it quickly and how to do it compellingly and how to do it carefully. I just was trying to think of another word that started with the same sound. But in this video, you are going to find exactly how to make a lead magnet that is effective and compelling and does its job, which is get people from your content to your email list. My name's Lane. I love to help people build their businesses online that will eventually help them replace their 9-to-5 income with that thriving online business without hustle, grind, or having to build a large social media following. So if you're into that kind of thing, be sure to subscribe and go to lanesebring.com/super-simple. You can pick up my free super simple guide to starting a thriving online business. If you didn't know it, this is part of a series where I'm walking through the concepts that are in that guide. This is part 4, and it's actually step 3. So if you missed last week, we talked about building your target audience, figuring out who those people are, narrowing that down. If you want to find that, check it out right there. The video before that was about your niche, and the video before that was about this whole process. So be sure to watch through that whole thing and catch up if you haven't yet. But if you go to lanesebring.com/super-simple, you get the super simple guide, which is everything we're talking about in a nice PDF guide wrapped up for you. And it's really awesome, and you can take it with you. And it's like another layer of learning this material. So again, go to my website, lanesebring.com/super-simple, totally free, my gift to you. Build your lead magnet. Now I'm looking over here because off to the side, because that is the super simple guide. Like I'm looking at it and teaching from it. So if you just get it, you'll have the notes that I have right in front of you. So if you see me looking aside, that's what I'm looking at. Build an irresistible lead magnet. Your lead magnet is what turns casual observers into subscribers and customers. So like I said, the thing, the piece, the connection between someone coming to your video, let's say that you're on YouTube like I am, and watching your video, and then turning into a subscriber, not just of your social media, but I'm talking particularly of your email list, and becoming a customer. That connection is your lead magnet. A lead magnet is simply a free resource that you provide to your audience in exchange for their email address. So all it is you're saying, you like this topic that I'm teaching you about right now. You like this thing, whatever it is. And if you want to go deeper with me into discovering and learning about this thing, then you can have this free resource. And you have this free resource. You get this free resource in exchange for your email address. So it's a transaction. It's free. There's no cost other than they have to give you their email address, which puts them on your email list. And we'll talk about the importance of that next week when we get to step 4 and step 5 into the email list and content and all that, because it is so, so vital to build an email list, not just have people following you on social, not just having people listening to your podcast or watching you on YouTube. It is crucial to move them from those platforms to your email list. And you do that through your lead magnet. So your lead magnet could be a few different things. The first thing is a PDF guide, like the Super Simple Guide. Okay, the Super Simple Guide is a lead magnet. If you didn't catch that already, I'm trying to invite you to go deeper with me and get from YouTube to my email list so I can serve you at an even deeper level and, of course, offer you the chance to buy my products because they are going to serve you at a deeper level. And that's all it is. It's an open-handed offer. You can take it, you can leave it. I mean, my preference is you take it because I believe in what I sell and I know it's going to help you at an even deeper level, but I do know it's not for everybody. So I want you to have it if it's for you. So the lead magnet does the job of taking people from the casual observer of watching your content to your email list so you can serve them at a deeper level. So the Super Simple Guide does that. It's a PDF guide. What does that mean? It is a PDF. It's a set of pages that are all packaged together nicely and are served in one little file, in a PDF file. So it's perfect for like a guide. That's what I like to do, kind of step-by-step guide. The way I build them is, and you'll see this when you get the Super Simple Guide, each step is a page. So each step functions as one pages, kind of its own little one page, because I want you to get in one page everything that you need to apply that step. So it's kind of an introductory page. Then there is a page for step 1, a page for step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, and then a conclusion page. So it's 8 pages all together when it's taken all together, and each page serves as a way to show you the step, teach you how to implement it, and give you resources to go do that. Here's why I love PDF guides as lead magnets, especially if you do video content or audio content, because what it does is it gives your viewers or your listeners a chance to experience you in a different medium, to experience you, your content, your teaching, your curriculum, your material in a different way. So most of the time, I like a PDF guide as my standard lead magnet because it's written and most of my content is video. And so that's why PDF guides are really great. Now, another thing that you can do is a checklist. A checklist is awesome because a checklist is literally just one page or even a card size where you just show people, here's what you do. So over at Preaching Donkey, my other online business, I had for a long time, my main lead magnet was a PDF guide, but I had another lead magnet called the 10-step sermon prep checklist. And it was literally just a card size about this big, and it was just check 1, check 2, check 3, 10 things to do to prepare a sermon. And I used that lead magnet much the same way that I'm using this one. I did a series of videos walking through those steps, and in every video I said, if you want to go further with this, you can get this checklist over at preachingdonkey.com/whatever. And for a long time, my main lead magnet was the PDF guide. Like I said, it was the 21-day guide to creating killer sermons. So it was a set of pages in a PDF guide that would walk people through a process of developing their messages. So PDF guides and checklists are amazing. And one of the reasons why I love them so much, especially if you're starting, because that's what this is about. We're trying to start your online business. You can build a PDF guide in 2 hours. Especially if it's about something that you teach often, which it should be because it's your niche, especially if you know where people are stuck and how you can help them, because your lead magnet doesn't have to teach everything. Again, the Super Simple Guide to Starting Your Thriving Online Business is just a guide to help you get started. There's a lot of questions beyond what we cover in this guide, but these are the steps that if you do these steps and just implement them, you will have stood up a business. And then from there, we'll work on growing it and building it out. You can look through the rest of my content for that. So a PDF guide, a checklist, a quiz with follow-up actions. This is one of the most effective tools that I have yet to do, but I'm eager to do this, where you have on your website, you have like an intake, a set of questions, and it's often might be something like this. So over at Preaching Donkey, if I were to do this, it'd be something like, determine your preaching style, right? Take this quiz. And so I would ask them this question. Do you preach like this or like that? Do you prefer this, check that, multiple choice, whatever. And at the end, I might break them into like 3 categories. You're this type of preacher, you're that type of preacher, you're that type of preacher. If it's here at in my online business brand, I might say, what type of online business are you looking to start? So a bunch of questions. Are you looking to sell courses? Are you looking to have a membership site? Are you wanting to do physical products online? Are you wanting to write books? And so at the end of that, I ask a bunch of questions and I might have 3 categories. You're wanting to do a information style online business. You're wanting to do a physical products business. You're wanting to do an influencer business. And so if you get to down to those results, I'm able to say, if you're in this category, here's how I can help you. If you're in this category, here's how I can help you. And in that case, I can't help you if you're trying to be an influencer because that's not my thing. And I can't help you if you're trying to be a physical products brand. That's not my thing. That goes back to our niche and our target audience, right? I'm crystal clear about what I do. I'm helping people create businesses around their knowledge and skills, expertise, and their know-how, and selling that knowledge, building content, free content, inviting people to go deeper with them in paid products around that knowledge. That is my niche, and those are my people. So again, if somebody came and took a quiz like that, then I could easily say, hey, if you're looking for like influencer model, I would suggest maybe going over there. If you're trying to do physical products, I'd suggest maybe going over there. If you're trying to do this, then you're in the right place, okay? So a quiz funnel can be very, very helpful. And most of the time, by the way, most of the time when people do this, they do not send people away, okay? I would not actually do it that way. I would hope that my content coming into the quiz would be targeted enough where somebody selling a physical products brand or building a physical products brand would know that I'm not their guy. Somebody trying to be an influencer would know that I'm not their guy. That everybody coming into that quiz would already be geared towards starting a business around selling their knowledge. It would just be a matter of what direction are you wanting to take with it. And so I'm able to steer them. If you're trying to do this, I can help you in this way. If you're trying to do that, I can help you in that way. So you can see where we are there. Now, a quiz is more involved. Takes a lot more time to do. I would not suggest starting with a quiz. I just like the idea. A free audio or video training. So think of like an on-demand video. This is actually something I'm working on for this business. I want to have an on-demand workshop style evergreen webinar video that I think can really help people with building out the steps of their online business overall. So I'm working on that. Now I want to jump into building the lead magnet, because your lead magnet only needs to do two things. And this is why I say you only need a couple hours to build this, especially if it's a checklist or a PDF guide. You only need a couple hours, and here's why. Your lead magnet has to do two things and two things only. Number one, it needs to have a compelling promise. And number two, it needs to deliver a quick win. That is it. The compelling promise is accomplished best by what you name it. So be sure to name it something that describes its value. So for example, over at Preaching Donkey, my main lead magnet for a long time was your 21-day guide to creating killer sermons. There's a few things going on there. Number one, it's 21 days. It's not the 6-month guide. It's not the 4-semester guide. It's not the 5-year guide. It's not even a month-long guide. It's 21 days. It's broken down into 3 weeks, 3 steps over 3 weeks. So it's quick, but also has a compelling promise. 21-day guide to creating killer sermons. I didn't say 21-day guides to better sermons. I didn't say 21-day guide to writing sermons. 21-day guide to killer sermons, all right? We're gonna go a step further than just writing better. We're gonna write killer, whatever that means, okay? So it's compelling. Here at Lane Sebring, my main lead magnet is the super simple guide to starting a thriving online business. So again, it's super simple. So the compelling idea there is that this is not I'm not giving you like a science project. This is a fairly simple, straightforward approach. It's super simple, but it's also the way to start. So it's for beginners. So I'm letting people know, like, if you're already like way down the road, this may not be for you. If you're trying to figure out where to start, this probably is for you. Starting a thriving online business. So it's not just an online business. It's not just a business that's growing. It's not just a business that's making money or not making money. It's a business that's thriving. And what that means is that yes, it's making money and yes, it's growing, but it's also incredibly rewarding for you. Like, you enjoy it. So make sure that it has a compelling promise. And then number two, it needs to deliver a quick win. So lead magnets should be in-depth enough to be valuable, but scannable enough to help people quickly. So one of the ways that I try to do this, especially like in the super simple guide, which is admittedly pretty involved, there's a lot in there, but that's why each step is only one page, because I want to make it digestible in that way that somebody can scan through it and go, okay, let's see, step 1, step 2, I think I need to work on step 2. I'll pull over and park and I'll work on step 2, nailing down my target audience. So they can look at that and they can get some clarity and some answers, and it'll deliver the quick win that they need in that moment. And so that's why my focus a lot of times is on, I probably put too much in my lead magnets, but but I like to have quick wins sprinkled throughout so that if somebody applies it at all, they can get something from it and go, oh yeah, that was great. I liked it. Even if they don't read the whole thing, even if they don't apply the whole thing, it doesn't matter as long as they got a quick win. And so have a compelling promise. Make sure that it's called something that when your target audience people hear it, like even just when they hear you talk about it, they go, yeah, that sounds cool. I got to have that. And make sure it delivers a quick win. Now, I do have a video that would help you if you're trying to figure out how to fix a broken lead magnet. Because you might be watching this and you might already have a lead magnet and it's not working. If that's the case, this video right here, it's called Why Nobody Wants Your Lead Magnet and How to Fix It. Go check that out and I think it will help you. Now, a few pointers to your lead magnet. Number one, make sure it's something you're proud of sharing. I am so unbelievably proud of the Super Simple Guide. I think it's great. I think that if you're starting your business and you put the Super Simple Guide in your hands, it will give you so much. In some ways, I can't believe it's free. Like I can't believe I'm not charging something for it because it's worth money, but I'm giving it away for free. I'm so proud of it. And that's important. You need to be proud of it because it's something that you're going to talk about a lot, especially if you have like one anchor lead magnet that you talk about kind of as a default, right? Like for example, I have at Preaching Donkey, the 10-step sermon prep checklist. That's a lead magnet that I use. But my anchor lead magnet is the 21-day guide. So I need to be really, really proud of the 21-day guide because I mention it a lot. Number two, make sure it fits perfectly within your topic or niche, right? So it would not make sense for me to do a lead magnet on how to get the weeds out of your yard, right? If I said, hey, thanks for checking out this video on online business. I have this great guide for you on how to have a weed-free lawn this summer. Like it doesn't relate, right? It would not be something that you would be interested in. So again, that is a ridiculous example. You're never going to probably do that. But what happens is people make lead magnets that are about their topic. Like you could argue that it's about the topic that they teach, but it never actually lines up with what they're teaching. So just make sure that at least your first lead magnet that you're probably going to use for a while before you build a second one fits. Number three, make sure it helps overcome a challenge, reach a goal, or both. So again, what you want to do with the lead magnet, the quick win that you want to deliver is helping people overcome a challenge, reach a goal, or both. So in our video last week where we talked about narrowing down your target audience, I encourage you to ask two questions. Where are you stuck? Like what are your challenges right now? And then what are your desires or goals? Where are you trying to get with this? Where are you trying to go? Well, your lead magnet should tackle one of those things. Either help them overcome one of those challenges or help them achieve one of those goals. Because again, if those people are interested in your niche, they're in your target audience, or watching your content, they hear you talk about the lead magnet, and they go, wow, this is great. I am going to check out, this lead magnet. And it immediately helps them. By the way, let me just say this. Don't ever call it a lead magnet, okay? I'm totally just interrupting my own video here. Don't call it a lead magnet. That is what it is, but it's not what we call it. Give it a name and call it that. So I sometimes will refer to it as a lead magnet if I'm teaching about lead magnets because this is a business channel. But over at Preaching Donkey, I never say, and be sure to grab my lead magnet. First of all, it just sounds weird, right? People are like, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Okay. Not that we're being secretive. Okay. It's all out there. It's public, but it's a resource. It's a free guide. It's a workshop. Call it what it is and give it a name. Call it that. Okay. So there you go. But if somebody gets your lead magnet and it overcomes the challenge that they had, or it helps them reach the goal, or gets them a little further along in their journey towards overcoming their challenge or reaching their goal, then they will attribute that win to you. Like you did that for them. And that's a huge deal. Like that's a big deal in their life. And that builds trust that will be very necessary for when you make an offer. And then number four, don't overthink it. It's better to get it done and make tweaks as you go. This is why I say the 2-hour rule. Just get it done in 2 hours. My first lead magnet over at Preaching Donkey, 21-day guide to creating killer sermons. The first iteration of that, I made it in 2 hours. And it's been downloaded tens of thousands of times. 2 hours. Now I went back and made tweaks over time, but not many. Like it's basically the same thing that I wrote in 2 hours. And the reason why I was able to write it in 2 hours is because it doesn't need to be a novel. It just has to have a compelling promise and deliver a quick win. That is it. And because I know my topic well, and I know my target audience well, and I know my content well, and I know what they're struggling with and what their goals are, it's easy for me to sit down and crank out a lead magnet in 2 hours. And if you really want to accelerate this process, just make a checklist. Just make a simple checklist and you'll be well on your way. Next week, we'll be back with content, making your content plan. But right now, I want you to go in the comments and share your lead magnet so we can check it out. Like, let's see it. You can link to it if you have it already, or if you don't have a lead magnet, go down to the comments and just let us know what the lead magnet is, what it does, or what you're planning on doing, and we'll kind of workshop it together. We'll talk about whether it's going to work, or you can ask questions or whatever. So that's down there. Be sure to go to lanesebring.com/supersimple to grab this, so you have this as a guide for all these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.